Righty. Let's see if this even works. Let's pop out the chat. Kill some windows. Quit. Yeah, I guess we don't really need power supply and multimeters, but what the hell, I'll just stick with it. I think I might put some gloves on for this, even though it's my own gear. It's from some arbitrary factory. Who knows where from? Crikey, I've got so much trash around here. Alright. Okay, so this is the desktop CNC. I actually got one finally. It was on special. I had actually given up. I thought I'd missed out on the special, but I was notified that it was back on special shortly thereafter. So I took the plunge and bought it. Yeah, actually, when this arrived this morning, I thought it was I thought it was going to be a bunch of computers, but clearly not. Test the machine after assembly. Yeah, I think that would be obvious. If the axis runs in the wrong direction, please alter settings in the picture as shown below. Yeah. This is going to be half the fun that I'm not even going to be using the Windows software, so nothing like making things more complicated for myself by running it on a Linux system, because clearly I'm a masochist. Alright, so lots of baggies of stuff that I'm going to lose. Jeez, more screws than a... Yep, just walk away from that one, Paul. That's a lot of screws. There's about 500 Australian odd dollars. Wow, look at that. They don't even bother printing that anymore. We can just throw it straight in the bin. There it goes. That's in the bin. Hey, ITC. I got myself some routing bits. I figured I was going to break a dozen of them before I get my first reasonable run. So, yeah, got myself 2 boxes of those. Figured I'm going to F them up pretty good. So what are these? Hey Kenny. There you guys. Alright, so... interesting. I'm just familiarizing myself with the initial parts of this job. Hey, Rick van der Mark. Okay, so that DC motor is actually a bit bigger than I anticipated. I did not get the brushless one this time around. I figured the brushless is going to be a better quality, but I'm going to be an inferior item in this situation. So they've even got the magnetic damper clamp thingy on it. Neat. Hey Jason, your machines have been giving me absolutely hell. I hate to say it, but we've got 2 dead NAND VREG ones, and we've got 1 dead T2. What else? I hate the 1706, one of them I've actually got to temporarily come to life, but it's still got damage on it. I'm going to have to fix it. That's going to be the motor clamp. Yeah, it's a bit bigger than a Tamiya RS540. This is more like a 680 or something. 680 or a 720, I'm not sure. But it's, yeah, it's much bigger than the Mabuchi RS540s. Hey, Gundi, sorry. What is this? Ooh. Hey, they must be good. These people must be good, because they're using mini USB instead of the crap that is known as micro USB. Hey Ed Boss. Okay, so this is obviously one of the Axis. Okay, what is this? These are what, NEMA 75s or NEMA 50s, are they? I don't know. I'm going to pretend that I know everything. I don't know anything. Okay, so now this should be an all metal, pretty much all metal unit. Okay, so we've got a couple of extrusions. Yeah, we usually used the 540s for the planes in the old days before we changed over to brushless motors, or we'd use, well, no, 280s were one of my favourite motor sizes. They're a small motor, but I could make planes work with them. I quite like that. Okay, so they've got to be probably Y and Z axis drives. This is probably X drive primary. Oh, that was a little loud. Oh, now this is the bit that I'm wondering. Is this wood or is this metal? It's metal. Oh, wow. I'm genuinely surprised. I was half anticipating it to be some sort of high density plastic or something like that, but it's genuinely metal. I'm impressed. Why do they do this? Come on, man. Use an IEC. I will throw this away. This will definitely go straight into the trash. It's 24 volt, 5 amp. That feels so light that you know that the regulation on that is going to be bad enough to blow my ISLs every time it even gets turned on, even if they're not connected. If I turn this on in my office, it's going to blow every ISL in this office. And if I'm lucky, it'll also blow up all of Lewis's. Hey Miles, I haven't solved that ISL thing yet. I've gone through quite a few of them and I still haven't solved it. It's driving me mad. So if you find out what it is, let me know. It's kind of cute. Not much of a controller in terms of, I can't imagine how much power that thing can push through. I mean, I know we're pretty good these days, but that's kind of crazy small. Crazy small. The empty box of the LED might be the internet. Yes, well, it did come from the elders, so maybe it is. So, yeah, reasonably straight. There's a lot of twang. I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be any destructions in this thing or whether I'm going to have to download them from the internet. I mean, the general gist of it I could probably get, but I would not like to... I can guarantee you I'll fluff up something. Let's try to see, is this lift up? No, this is everything. I'm a very much an IT crowd person. IT crowd is my spirit show. I'm just gonna take the stuff out so I can put it back on the table. They're all the, what do you call it? I don't know. I'm not gonna know all the terms of these things off the top of my head. But I know what they're for. Backlash nuts and things like that. Yeah. Well, the threaded rod, it looks like it's an Acme thread. Hey Toby. Mine was Q7130 short to ground. It makes two of us. Which most... Oh, you hated the reballs. It'd be awesome if you could somehow attach a multimeter. Well, Bob, it is sort of possible. Though it does get a little impractical due to just the variances that crop up. This is a solid bit of kit, I will say. I'm not going to be too worried about this flexing on me in a hurry. I think probably my greater concern would be it may develop fatigue cracks over time. But it's perfectly nicely done. Yeah, I'm sure AV would have a bunch of comments about how crappy something on it is, but I gotta admit, it's certainly it's better than I was expecting. Which is nice after crappy days like today. Jesus, I mean, crikey, how much stuff is in here? I can sort of see why they charge as much as they do for it. Yeah, there's definitely no destructions in here. Alright, so, well, I can go at it like Lego. And I do like going at things like Lego. But I probably shouldn't. Yeah, Jason, sure, easy jobs. They're only easy for the fact that, well, they've only been easy for the fact that I've been able to look at them, and within a couple of minutes of each, I would know that, no, she's cactus, mate. Only because I've had so many like that recently. I haven't tried the 1466 board yet. And I've still got one machine to go after the 1706. Ah, flippin' heck! I gotta give them due credit. You know, they're actually cutting out all these recesses for the parts. That's commitment for them. Honestly, I was expecting them to just turn up like this in a big baggy bag of crap like that. Yeah, it's a knuckle duster. Yeah. Alright, this is how I deal with MacBooks. Not really. I am far more professional than that. Notice the sincerity of my voice there. Yeah, 1707s, A1990s. Well, yeah, 1707s aren't too bad. A1990s and A2192s, I think it is. Those big 15, 16 inches, they are just all horrible. And I don't mean that because it just comes down to the fact that the damn things just die. Too easy. Okay, let's have a look. I wish they didn't, but unfortunately I have wasted so many days worth of time on them in the past that now when I see certain characteristic behaviors, it's like, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Which on the upside means, yeah, you can sort of write it off and sort of go, well, that was that. Hey, Godfrey. Alrighty, let's go to schematics. Okay, so this is the beastie that I bought. Yeah, I could have got one of these quite a bit cheap, about half the price, but they just flex too much. From this picture alone, I could probably assemble the machine, I reckon. Yeah, I could almost assemble this machine from the picture alone. Almost. Not saying, and I'll probably have to do a few back and forths as they sent, well, my motor's different. The picture shows the cool one. They've got the cool black one and they gave me the filthy silver one, and it's got an overhead DC jack. Ripped off. Alright, let's see if there is a destruction manual. I really genuinely dislike having to build things from manual. Not because I can't follow the manuals, but because it just feels like such a... how do I say it? It feels like such a cheat. I feel like I should be able to just look at it and build it. How many pages is this? Only one of 10 pages? Wow, they're actually using proper... This is not for this unit. No. No. You have given me the wrong manual. Yeah, Jim, a video is even bigger a cheat, so yeah, don't even suggest that. How dare you suggest? I may have to do it by the visuals. Yeah, that's not even the same unit. That is. I don't want to follow a video. Such a cop out. Yeah, that's not it. Oh look, they've even got a... Oh, it's a laser module. No one wants to use a laser module. Laser modules are... Bleh. I reckon there's enough pictures there for me to send myself insane and attempt. Yeah, see, they got the cool black motor there. I would say the first step would be to put the backlash assemblies into the blocks. I would say probably building the moving head would be the first step. Build videos are no fun. You lose a sense of creativity. Precisely. You know, it should just be. Maybe you can probe automatically. Doing automatic probing and things like that is definitely an interesting idea, and I do like it for test points. That would be all I would do it for, is test points. I wouldn't try and probe on what do you call it? I wouldn't try to probe on the side of parts or anything like that. That's just asking for trouble. Have you got a 3D printer? I do not. Hey, Joho. So clearly I can't just put the motor in. This is probably the worst looking piece of the whole thing. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to take this magnetic shroud off. And what size are these? This is hex, who knows what, hex 20, which means we'll use Torx 20. Nope, it's bigger than that. Anyway. You're gonna make me use proper tools. Tools that are actually bigger than what I normally handle on a daily basis. Let's see, what do we got? So we need something bigger than Torx 20. Let's see, what do we got? 25. Obviously these are hex, but I'm a disgusting person and I'll use Torx. No one can see anyway. Love. Threads feel very janky. Probe doesn't have to be, but you do need the probe to be rigid. Even, I mean, okay, you can have a pogo pin one, but seriously, you do need the probe to be quite rigid, because otherwise it will slip. So yeah, what I am thinking of doing really, if I do get this working nicely, is I can make it that I can do probe point testing, and I prefer to do probe point testing in all honesty, because it rather than pin parts, because it's easier to gain access to, and it's just easy to gain access to, and they're designed specifically for the test. This is going to end with a drill bit in someone's finger. Oh yeah, most likely Jimbo. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. No, you're the back runner. This is probably the piece that fits onto. But it doesn't quite match up, and it's not this piece, that's too wide. Freaking hell. Ah, there we go. I found the right one. Got those to repair. This is the piece. That's the one it goes onto. Oh, we're not going to be doing this all night. I'm just going to play around with it a little bit, and then I'm going to go do some 7 Days to Die. I'm just venting off some steam because honestly today was complete crap. I was genuinely, just embarrassed at my own game. Nothing went right. It's the best thing that happened today was this turning up. Let's see, is there any bias on this? Okay, we do threaded top and bottom, but there's no particular keying either way. So we can do that. Should have gone back to bed, yeah, I tend to agree. Jim, I guess we all just have crud days. I mean, I know you have, I shouldn't be complaining, you, I know, certainly endure a lot more than most of us, each and every day. Let's see, Marcel, got a new Lenovo ThinkBook 15 G2R, and it died when it was, wow, that's, to be fair, I'm not impressed with the latest Lenovo's that I've been looking at. They're just, I know some people on the internet love them, but quite frankly they're leaving me a little cold with their quality. If you took the badges off them and showed me the main boards, if you took all the identifying marks off the main board, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a high-end Lenovo and a generic Asus. Okay, that's probably saying more about my incompetence than the product. Well. This is for sure not going to be directly upright. Nah, Jason, you didn't ruin my day. It was the board that 1466 board that I had, and it was just a freaking nightmare. Killing all my ISLs. I mean, I've got a roll of 100 ISLs, but even still, it's the whole... Yeah, I know I should be zigzagging. I already zigzagged it up. These are going to rattle loose. I can almost guarantee that those T-nuts are going to come out. Probably every sort of hour or two I'm going to have to take the motor back out, tighten those back up. Paul Howe, you watched some of the video. Well, I might do that, yeah. I might do that. Okay, now, let's see, have they designed it to fit with the magnetic shroud on? Oh, it looks like they have. Alright. Good thing I didn't rip it off. I feel like I'm playing with a two-stroke motor with all those ports. I have been watching, there's a fellow whose videos came up, I think it's two-stroke stuffing or something like that, and he's making his own two-stroke engine, supercharged. He's getting 20 watts, not 20 watts, he's getting 20 horsepower out of 50cc at the moment, which is pretty damn amazing. And I like the things he's trying. I would hate to be his neighbour though. If I was his neighbour, I would have left already. Because he's got the megaphone running on the exhaust and it's absolutely madness. You can put some screw lock on the blue one. The blue one. I've got purple, but yeah, I'll probably go down and get some other stuff. I think what's going to happen is I'll just sort of see how everything plays out and then go from there. Is that a gigabit router? Right, I just got what you said there. Ah, dear. At least they did upgrade this holder, because before, when I was originally looking at buying it, the one that they had was a little bit iffy. Alright, now I need to get two plates of almost identical, and they form the top and the bottom, or maybe they're not identical. I feel like I might be missing a plate. There's Loctite for after you've screwed together. Oh really? What's that called? Hot glue? I think this might actually be what I'm after. Maybe not. It is a very beautiful bit of machinery, I will grant it that. I mean, how can you not fall in love with the look of this aluminium? Just beautiful. Oh, here we go, there's the toolkit. I'm not going to use that. Yeah, here's all our anti-backlash thingies. Oh, proper bearings and everything. Oh, man, these are as good as the ones I used to get on my motorbikes. I used to always, whenever you bought a motorbike, the first thing you'd do is throw away the toolkit. Okay, and they've given me some hold down vices. Yeah, because most of the motorbikes, you know, even a good motorbike, like you paid $10,000-12,000 back then for, say, a CBR 1000 F2, you would get butter tools. Tools made of butter. It was hilarious how bad they were. Yeah, it doesn't matter what, you know, Suzuki, Yamaha, Honda, whatever. They'd just be pretty much made of butter. Loctite Thread Locker Blue 242. I hope you're not joshing with me, because I don't want to be putting thread locker on there that's going to permanently lock, in which case I will come after you. Okay, so this one here holds the Z-axis top. So where's my... $3D cheap printer would have been cheaper for prototype than use it. No, Travis, well, I mean, yeah, you're probably right. But I've genuinely always wanted a routing system, so... And this one will sort of fit on the desk here. Which ones are they using for here? I'm almost certain this is the... yeah, the main long axis, the x-axis. Blue is fine, red is not good if you want to get it back out. Okay, right. Yeah. Like I said, I do have purple. I'm not quite sure why I got purple at the time, but I got purple. Anyway. Okay, this here. I feel like I'm missing one of these. I feel like I should have another one. Because this is one side of the motor hold, like that. And there should be another one for the other side. Ah, guess what? I do. It was my knuckle duster. Or is it? They're slightly different but the same. It's going to be depending on which bearing goes where. I suspect I am going to have to pull out some distractions and have a look. Teresa, funny you called it distractions just as I did. There's too many things that I can colossally fuck up. And I don't really want to do that. I mean, I could probably try and work it out over time. But certainly, yeah, I was trying to think. Say this will be the bottom. This one here will have one of the... they'll have like 3 of those in it. There'll be one going this way and then 2 going the other way. Lots of things to lose here. Purple is less strength than blue, so would have been... Okay, alright. I think the reason why I got purple was because I was doing... it's for my iPhones. And every now and then I need to lock a screw in just enough to stop it rattling out free. Alright, so yeah, this has got a nice sequence of bearings in it. Let's see how it slides on the rods. Yeah, it's a bit rough to be honest. That's, I mean... I suppose once it's all centered and lined up, it should be okay. It's definitely not that... It's a bit grindy. It's certainly not your beautiful linear bearing type feel. Yeah, that's definitely very grindy. Still, when you consider that a proper professional system would cost 10 times this just to get started, so you're going to have to expect that things are going to be pretty cheap in this. Could apply oil to assist it. They already are, I can feel they're kind of already lubricated, but it's just... yeah. How do I describe the feel of this? It's certainly relatively low friction, but it... I don't know how quite to describe the feel of it. Maybe like riding a scooter on a bitumen road with solid... riding a skateboard on a bitumen road or something like that. It's just got that little bit of grit in it. It's not really grit, it's just imperfect. And chances are, when it's set up properly, it probably won't be quite so bad. You know, I'll be able to tune it, as it were, so that it balances a bit better. Right now it's probably holding on or riding on just one set of the bearings, because there's 4 sets of bearings in there. Spit on it. Scrunchy. Yeah, isn't Scrunchy a character out of Rick and Morty? Grease actually probably would make sense in this scenario. I'm sure you could probably upgrade these bearings. I mean, they're sort of very sloppy. Yeah. Yeah, there's probably, well, most definitely an upgrade kit that you can get. Mostly this is so that I can do things like make SMC holders and other such jigs and whatnot and magicals. so that I don't have to be such a hack job. I mean, I'm never going to be able to stop being a hack job at this sort of work, but I can try. I can try at least make tools that make me less of a hack job. Yeah, okay, so we've got that bearing shafts. Actually, that must be the main one. This will be yeah, what do you call this one? Anyway, this, so you'll have your main run, then this one here, left, right, front, back, which means this one here is going to be the Z axis. So I was completely wrong on that. Where's my knobs? Ah, there we go. And I've got to work out how to even do jobs on this. That's going to be the next fun part. Okay, I'm fairly sure there's a grub screw in there. Fairly sure. We'll find out. Let's see if we can get... It's probably going to be a T10 or something like that. T9? No. T10. Is there no grub screw at all in there? No, there's definitely a grub screw in there. T15, T8, T9, T20, T15. Maybe too big. T8. Ah. Here we go. This is how we're going to do all our CNC work. We're just not going to bother using the electrical part. We're just going to put dial meters on there and manually wind it in. Just like we used to do in the metal workshop. No fancy CNC or DRS systems. No siree. Had to do everything manually and crap it up 10 times every day. It's like an inverse 3D printer. Yes, it's a traditional way of doing this sort of thing. Alrighty then. Look, it's 11:30. I've unpacked this thing. I'm pretty happy with it. I gotta admit, it's you know, it's a lot more than I was. It's better than I was expecting for certain. I am gonna say that this goes up this way, and these little things here are for me to put the slide in these really cheap, nasty clamps. Anyway. So that's effectively the bed of the router. The workspace is probably only going to be maybe 150 by 150, maybe not even that. But we'll see how we go. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be doing over the next few days or the weekend, but we'll try, get bits and pieces done. Am I going to add RGB to it? Well, I've already got R and G for grey. And black. There you go. I've got RGB. Red, grey, black. It's all done. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and play some 7 Days to Die with Elita. And then have some dreams about 7 Days to Die and dying in that if I don't do a good job. Get a better spindle. Bob, I started out this spindle initially. I did initially have in my cart the brushless spindle. But I left it out until such time that I have worked myself out with the rest of the machinery, and I feel like I will then know what I'm doing more when I do the upgrade spindle, because obviously with the upgrade spindle you've got a lot more power, you can do a lot more damage. Agreeably with this, you can feed it too fast, or you're going to have a much slower rate, which again may induce breakages because you feed the bits too fast and bang, there it goes. But I thought I would cut my teeth, as it were, on this default spindle, and then I'll order myself a bigger, better one when I'm feeling confident about it. So, alright, I'm out of here. You take care. I'll catch you next time.